Most people think blood pressure is just a small number that appears on a screen. But in reality, it is a direct message from your heart and your arteries. It tells you how stressed your body is, how stiff your blood vessels have become, and whether your cardiovascular system is heading toward danger or toward healing. However, there is a major problem. Millions of people in the United States measure their blood pressure incorrectly. And when you measure it the wrong way, your reading can be 10, 20, or even 30 points higher or lower than your true number. That means many people are being misdiagnosed, and many others think they are perfectly healthy when they are not. Today, you will learn 3 essential things. First, the most common mistakes people make when checking their blood pressure. Second, the natural habits that help your arteries relax and lower your numbers. And third, the drinks that have real scientific evidence supporting their benefits. Let us begin. Part 1. Common mistakes people make when checking their blood pressure. Mistake 1. Sitting in the wrong position. Your posture has a powerful effect on your blood pressure. Many Americans sit with their back unsupported, their legs crossed, or their feet dangling above the floor. This position causes the muscles in your legs and abdomen to tighten, which raises resistance inside your arteries. A study published in the journal Hypertension, which is part of the American Heart Association, found that poor posture can raise blood pressure by 5 to 15 millimeters of mercury. That is enough to make a healthy person appear to have stage 1 hypertension. The correct position is simple. You should sit straight with your back fully supported. Your feet should rest flat on the floor, and your arms should be supported at the exact level of your heart. If your arm is too high, your reading will appear lower. If your arm is too low, your reading will appear higher. Mistake 2. Measuring your blood pressure right after eating, drinking coffee, or moving around. Blood pressure changes constantly throughout the day. If you measure it right after a meal, right after climbing stairs, or right after drinking coffee, your number will almost always appear higher. Coffee temporarily raises blood pressure because of its effect on the nervous system. This is supported by research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which shows that caffeine can increase systolic blood pressure for up to 3 hours. Food also raises blood pressure because the body directs blood flow toward the digestive system. Physical activity raises it because your heart is still pumping harder. For the most accurate result, you should rest quietly for 5 minutes. You should not drink coffee or smoke cigarettes for at least 30 minutes before measuring, and you should avoid measuring immediately after eating a large meal. Mistake 3. Using the wrong cuff size. The cuff size must match the size of your upper arm. If the cuff is too small, it squeezes the arm too tightly and produces a reading that is falsely high. If the cuff is too large, it produces a reading that is falsely low, the American Heart Association states. Clearly, that incorrect cuff size is one of the most common causes of inaccurate blood pressure readings at home. This simple mistake leads millions of people to receive numbers that do not reflect their true health. Mistake 4. Wrapping the cuff too loosely or placing it in the wrong position. The cuff must be snug and placed directly on the skin, not over. Thick clothing. It must sit about 1 inch above the elbow crease, and the pressure sensor must lie directly over the artery on the inside of the arm. If the cuff is too loose, the machine will pump harder and produce a higher reading. If the cuff is rotated incorrectly, the machine will not detect the arterial pulse accurately. These small mistakes can change your reading by 10 to 20 points. Mistake 5. Talking, moving, or checking your phone during measurement. Blood pressure is extremely sensitive to body movement. Talking or shifting your position automatically activates your nervous system and tightens your arteries. A laboratory study in the journal Blood Pressure Monitoring found that talking during measurement can raise systolic blood pressure by 10 to 15 points. For a correct reading, you must sit still, breathe calmly. Breathe calmly and remain silent until the machine finishes. Mistake 6. Taking only one reading. Blood pressure naturally rises and falls throughout the day. If you only take one reading, the number may not reflect your true average. The standard medical recommendation, including guidance from the American Heart Association, is to take 2 or 3 readings, each separated by 1 minute, and then record the average. This gives a much more accurate picture of your real blood pressure. Mistake 7. Holding your arm too high or too low. Your arm must be at the same level as your heart. If it hangs below heart level, gravity increases pressure inside the arteries and gives a falsely high number. If it is raised above heart level, your reading will appear falsely low. Correct positioning is one of the most overlooked steps in home measurement. When should you worry about your blood pressure reading? There is something very important you should know. Not every high reading is an emergency, and not every high reading means you have hypertension. Blood pressure naturally rises with stress, with pain, with movement, and even with strong emotions, but there are specific situations when you should pay very close attention, because your body may be sending you a warning. If your systolic number suddenly rises above 180, or if your diastolic number rises above 120, this is considered a hypertensive crisis. Even if you feel perfectly normal, you should contact your doctor or seek medical care. This threshold is taken directly from guidelines published by the American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology. You should also be concerned if you repeatedly see numbers in the 162-179 range. This is not an emergency, but it is a strong sign that your blood vessels are under stress. You should measure again after a few minutes of rest, and you should check several times over the next few days to confirm whether this is your true baseline. Another warning sign is when the two arms show very different numbers. If one arm is consistently more than 10 points higher than the other, it may indicate narrowing of the arteries in that arm or in the chest. Doctors call this inter-arm difference, and research in the journal The Lancet has shown that this difference is associated with higher cardiovascular risk. Morning spikes are another red flag. If your blood pressure is consistently highest in the morning, especially immediately after waking up, it could be a sign of stiff arteries or increased hormonal stress. Morning hypertension is strongly linked with heart attacks and strokes because most cardiovascular events occur in the first few hours after waking. In addition, symptoms matter. If a high reading comes with chest pressure, severe headache, difficulty speaking, or sudden vision changes, you should treat it seriously and seek medical care. Even if the symptoms fade, they are sometimes early signs of vascular instability. The key idea is this: one single number does not tell the full story. Patterns do. Repeated high numbers, large differences between arms, or morning spikes are all clues your body is giving you. You should not ignore them. The best time of day to measure your blood pressure. Many people check their blood pressure randomly at whatever time is convenient. But the truth is that your body follows a daily rhythm, and blood pressure follows that rhythm as well. Measuring at the wrong time can give you a number that does not reflect your true health. The American Heart Association recommends measuring your blood pressure twice in the morning and twice in the evening for the most accurate picture. The morning measurement is the most important. When you first wake up, your body releases hormones that tighten your blood vessels and raise your blood pressure. This surge is natural, but in some people, it becomes excessive. Doctors call this the morning surge, and it is strongly associated with strokes and heart attacks. That is why morning measurement gives you critical information. The correct approach is simple. Wake up. Use the bathroom if needed. Sit quietly for 5 minutes, then take 2 readings, each 1 minute apart. Record both numbers and write down the average. Your evening measurement is the second key moment. This tells you how well your arteries relax at the end of the day. If your morning numbers and your evening numbers are very different, this gives your doctor valuable insight into how your body handles stress, salt, sleep, and daily activity. You should repeat this pattern for 7 consecutive days. 7 days of readings give a much more accurate picture than a single measurement taken at a clinic. In fact, research published in the journal Hypertension shows that home measurements over several days predict cardiovascular risk better than measurements taken in a medical office. Once you have your 7-day log, bring it to your appointment and review it with your doctor. This gives both of you a clear understanding of your real blood pressure pattern throughout the day and throughout the week. Good measurement is not just about the device. It is about the timing. Morning and evening. Calm and rested. 2 readings each time. This is how you get the most accurate picture of your heart. Part 2. Natural habits that help lower blood pressure. Habit 1. Slow breathing for 1 minute. Slow breathing activates the vagus nerve, which is the main nerve responsible for calming the heart. Research from the Journal of Hypertension shows that slow breathing can reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 points in just a few minutes. A simple pattern is to breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds. This gently widens your blood vessels and reduces pressure inside them. Habit 2. Spending 10 minutes in morning. Sunlight. Sunlight increases the natural release of nitric oxide through the skin. Nitric oxide relaxes the inner lining of your blood vessels. This effect is supported by scientists at the University of Southampton, who found that ultraviolet light can lower blood pressure independent of vitamin D. Just 10 minutes of gentle morning sunlight can help your arteries relax for hours. Habit 3. Walking for 5 to 10 minutes after meals. Post-meal walks help your body manage blood sugar and prevent sharp spikes in insulin. When blood sugar is stable, blood pressure becomes more stable as well. A study in the journal Diabetologia found that short walks after meals reduce glucose spikes more effectively than a single long walk later in the day. This also translates to lower blood pressure over time. Habit 4. Reducing sodium while increasing potassium. Most Americans focus only on cutting salt, but the real key is increasing potassium. Potassium helps the kidneys remove excess sodium and helps relax the muscular walls of the arteries, according to the National Institutes of Health. Higher potassium intake is strongly associated with lower blood pressure and a lower risk of stroke. Foods rich in potassium include spinach, avocados, beans, bananas, sweet potatoes. Habit 5. Improving your sleep. Poor sleep increases stress hormones that tighten blood vessels. Just 1 night of insufficient sleep can increase blood pressure the next day. This has been documented in research from the Mayo Clinic and several sleep medicine journals. Think of sleep as the reset button for your heart and arteries. Part 3. Drinks with real evidence for supporting healthy blood pressure. Drink. 1. Hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea is one of the most studied herbal teas for blood pressure. A randomized trial published by the American Heart Association found that drinking hibiscus tea daily lowered systolic blood pressure by 7 to 14 points in adults with mild hypertension. This effect comes from natural compounds that relax the smooth muscle and artery walls. 1 to 2 cups per day is enough to see benefits. Drink 2. Beetroot juice. Beetroot juice contains naturally occurring nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps widen blood vessels and lower pressure. A study in the journal Nutrition showed that a single cup of beetroot juice can lower blood pressure within hours, especially in older adults. Drink 3. Green tea contains catechins that improve the elasticity of arteries. A review published in the journal Current Cardiology Reports concluded that regular green tea consumption supports lower blood pressure and better vascular function. Drinking 1 to 2 cups daily is enough to help. Drink 4. Warm lemon water. Lemon contains minerals and natural antioxidants that support hydration and arterial flexibility. Although it is not as powerful as hibiscus or beetroot, warm lemon water gently supports healthy blood pressure when used consistently. It is one of the simplest habits you can add to your morning routine. Your blood pressure does not rise overnight, and it does not have to stay high forever. When you measure it correctly, when you breathe slowly, when you nourish your body with supportive foods and healing drinks, your arteries feel the difference. Small habits turn into long-term protection. If you would like a follow-up video on foods that lower blood pressure naturally, simply leave a comment saying the word heart.